Hello everyone, welcome to Technology Development Software and More, in short, which we all are familiar with is TDSM Cafe. This is Shovik hosting this today. Our guest speaker is Prathamesh Deshmukh. We are glad to have him, and all of our audience is here in this session. Over to you, Shushmita.
Hello, this is Shashmita, and our today's guest, like Shovik said, is Prathamesh Deshmukh. He's currently interning in Honeywell and has experience in working in Barclays. He's also like currently pursuing integrated BTech and MTech degree in industrial and system engineering product design from IIT Kharagpur. He has been also delegate in the MIT India initiative. So we are glad to have you over, Prathamesh. And we'll let's just start with the session. So firstly, I would like to ask you, which field of computer science do you work in, or is your field of expertise basically?
So first of all, let me thank you, IEM, ACM, and Diversion team and all of you for having me here. And I'm glad to speak and interact with all of you. So directly going back to your question, in computer science, I'm mainly interested in machine learning, and second is software development. So both are like come parallelly. If you have one, you can actually dive into other. But my main interest currently lies in machine learning, and as we all keep seeing that this data science, machine learning, artificial intelligence, these are booming technologies, or actually they have boomed actually. And it's great to always work in this field, and lot of amazing things we can create in this. Lot of applications, lot of features that we use in this era are coming from AI ML, and we can definitely say that it has bringing lot of value, lot of commercial value as well, economic value in this technological field. Yeah, so my main interests of fields are machine learning and software development.
Okay.
Yeah, that's great. And being researching about you, we came to know that you had an experience at Barclays and you are currently interning at Shop again.
Yeah.
So, do you can share your experience, and also how did you get into it? You can, if you briefly explain it to our audience.
Yeah, so let me start briefly with it. So I am pursuing my BTech and MTech in Industrial and Systems Engineering, and as you can see, we are fairly kind of non-CS department, non-CS branch, and we do have something related to programming and mathematics, optimization stuff. But fairly, you can call it as we can. I'm from non-CS background. Uh, so in my first year, we had one computer programming course, and before that, I was never aware about programming, and that course was not really comfortable for me, as it was first time I have started with it. But I get through it, and actually in from my second year itself, I started my journey with programming or computer science as a whole, you can say. So. At the end of third year, we have to do compulsory internship, and from second year, mid of the second year, I started actually searching for it. So I was looking for opportunities to get into that. And if you see the timeline, just right at the start of my second year, this COVID pandemic started, and
Yeah.
that time actually came as very beneficial for me, because suddenly all everything stopped, and I had opportunity to stay in my college. I actually stayed in my college for first 3 months, and that time I didn't have to like go to college or do any online stuff, or we were just completely free. So even after doing all the sports, music, everything, I just had time left, and that time I actually started exploring machine learning, programming, started doing Python and C++, and started with that. So as I said that I had to get this compulsory internship at the end of third year, and campus drive itself started at IIT Kharagpur from August. But as I started uh, uh, really late in the programming, so I wasn't able to get through in the first phase, like till December. And but till that, I have applied in off campus for a lot of internships. I have given interviews, I have solved tests and practiced. So I was now I was good at solving the question and tests and interviews. So during around February, Barclays company visited, and uh, the test that they had was not just based on programming, but they also looked for team skills, problem solving skills, product skills, and like in general, along with programming. And programming was also there. And due to as I applied for various campus internship, attended workshop, participated in a lot of things in inter-hostel competition in college and all that. So I was pretty comfortable at it, and thus I was able to clear the test. And interview also was there were two rounds. First was case study round, where you have to actually solve the banking problem, banking based problem, and you have to you have to cover a lot of aspects in that. So you can't just talk about tech. You have to talk about databases. You have to talk about customers, their trust, and banking partner, all of that, and bring some solution in that case study. So I was able to clear through it. And second round at Barclays was then it was purely technical round. I had to go through technical questions like based on programming, data structures, and some of the algorithms. Then some questions were from OS and DBMS. So I must say here, it was not hardcore OS or DBMS that third or fourth year curriculum of CS includes, but it was basic. So even people from non-CS background can just read about it and get through it. You need not to go through a lot of very deep in DBMS and OS, but uh, that was asked, and fortunately I was able to clear with that. And I must say that was the first big break I got in my career through that, because it was fairly big company, and experience was also good.
Yeah.
So
So it
uh,
was like an
so
internship of how long? Like
yeah,
number of.
yeah,
It was like how
it was
long?
summer internship. It was for
Okay.
2 months.
Okay, okay, okay.
And as my CV was based on machine learning ML projects, so they kind of put
Okay.
me into ML team. And uh,
Okay.
I fairly enjoyed working there. So along with just directly working into tech stuff in ML, they also taught like data security, workplace behavior, and all that stuff to us to get us more professional. And I must say that working experience there was fairly amazing, and I got the opportunity to interact with large scale data uh, that they deal with, and apply my ML knowledge there.
It was like your first internship, like of your college life, your Barclays was.
Yeah, actually, before that, I had worked with small startup in before that in around September or November for 2 months. It's called as Apivo. It's Bangalore-based startup trying to bring in sports through technology. And
Yeah.
there we were working on developing camera and audio-based fitness trainer based on AI. So I was working with
Okay, okay,
JavaScript there. So if
okay.
someone just perform some exercise in front of camera, we have to evaluate it by checking the body parts, get that
So
coordinates,
human
and
activity recognition,
yeah,
basically.
human activity recognition. Yeah, you can
Okay,
say, and then
okay,
put some
okay.
conditions on that. And if that's
Yeah, yeah,
going
yeah.
well, then we can judge on that. Yeah,
Yeah, okay, so it was an ML internship. The previous one was
it was actually software development, but we
software
have to build
development.
ML based software.
Okay,
That was
okay,
it.
okay, okay, okay. Yeah, and
Yeah. So we also have known that you have worked on the
yeah,
project, your a personal project, Krishu Sevak. Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
right. So could you
yeah,
tell us a
yeah.
little about it?
yeah. So it's actually called Krishi Sevak, and as you have already mentioned that I was a part as delegate at MIT India Initiative, and it was held at V School in Mumbai. So it was 5 days workshop, and I had went there. Um, I went there. So my teammates there was also some MBA guys, and some tech also. So we were around 5 6 members, and we had to build some fintech solution. So as every one of us are aware about this credit score, right?
What
And lot of
score?
buzz has been
Yeah,
around credit score,
yeah,
CIBIL credit
Okay,
score.
okay, okay, okay.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
So
yeah. Yes, yes, yes,
yeah,
yes.
so people get loan or some credits based on their CIBIL score, and lot of buzz
Yes.
has been around regarding fundings and all. So
Hmm.
Yes, yes, yes.
but yeah, our idea was to bring this civil score kind of concept and this investment into farming. So we actually have never heard, or there is very less concepts of investments in farming. But as we can see that farm can also be very good investment, given if you give them proper capital, proper resources to deal with, right? So if you can see like banana farms, orange farms, or some, if you do some farming in good conditions, give proper resources, machineries, water, and all, farm can also produce good output, and it can be good turning as good investment. But people don't think it as opportunity. So we want something that we can use fintech, and we can bring some metric that is very reliable for investor to think, and farmers can also work and make their I will talk about it more, make that metric better, and get some investment and start earning in better way. So as
Yeah.
you can see, the CIBIL
Okay.
score is based on our history in finance, or how we uh, how we deal with it, how we deal our, how, do we pay our dues properly, how much is all that stuff. So we develop the formula for farm score such that it is based on rain, it is based on your soil quality, it is based on your resource consumption and your climatic conditions, and finally we map this it with the output of the farm gets. So let me give you just small example about how we try to integrate this amount of rain into the farm score. So a lot of things in our real life is based on this normal distribution, this bell curve, right? So let's imagine there is scenario. So if we have very less amount of rain, so very bottom at the bottom of bell curve, let's
Yeah.
imagine I'm plotting this rain along with
Hmm.
yield. Rain is on x-axis
Yeah.
and is on y-axis.
Yeah.
So if
Okay.
rain is very less, definitely there would be less output, right?
Okay.
Hmm.
Okay. Yeah.
If
Yeah.
we
Yeah.
start
Sure.
Yeah.
gradually increasing this rain, so output will also be increased, and there will be max point, that is the top of bell curve, where amount of rain will be just optimum and you can get max yield. And after that, if you go down, there will be much more rain. So more rain means more water, and then it will start reducing it. And if there is so much rain at other bottom of the bell curve, you can see that there will be around zero yield, that flood like situation. So you can
Okay.
just
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
take the function of normal distribution and take it as x value can be as amount of rain, and y value can be yield,
Yeah.
right? And similarly we can plot it, take it for soil quality, like based on acidity of soil, you can map that. That would not exactly the normal distribution, but somewhere similar to that. Less at start, there would be some optimum quantity, and if more is there, it would be the not exclude. And resource uses can be mapped from the electricity bill and fuel uses, all that thing, and soil quality. So we can combine all of that, and
Okay.
then we can just combining that, uh, we can get approximate output that can be expected based on the amount of rain that was in that year, amount of resources used. And if farmer does more better job than the expected, then he will get higher farm score. That means he has more farming capabilities. And if someone just
Okay.
does the less than expected, then we can say that
Yeah.
they have less farming capabilities. So if we present his farm
Okay.
score to investors, so based on farm score, they can see that this farmer has capability, and if I put my resources, if I give my credit to this farmer, then he can actually do some good job, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that can be something assurance to investor that this farmer has got capabilities, he can work, and if I invest, then we can do some great job together and get some good
Mm-hmm.
returns on investors, and farmer can also get benefits from it. And another use of that was like, if by chance, like lot of this scenario happens because of rain or because of lack of rain, farmer cannot produce output and they have to go through a lot of things, then the government brings some scheme like loan, not putting conditions on loan and all that. So if in some year, because of rain factor or something, the expected output was also less, but then because expected output was less, then government can think of doing something for that, right? So that was
Yeah.
two-way scenario we were trying to develop. One was based on farm score, someone can just invest, and based
Okay.
on expected output, then government can decide to help a farmer or not. So
Okay.
we
Okay.
started with something and we ended with something in the 5 days, but it was fairly amazing experience to design
So
something
the
very new.
Okay.
entire
So you work.
entire of entire this idea of yours, so much of thinking, it was all in 5 days, like so much
Yeah,
of
we can say that. Yeah, it was
thoughts
in 5 days
and
actually.
everything.
Okay. So it
Okay.
was your
Okay.
solo idea, or you made it as a team project with your
Yeah, I
friends?
must not say. Yeah, it was not solo idea actually. We were a team of 5 people. As I already said that
Okay.
we also
Okay.
had MBA guys and all. So
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
they actually were to kind of correlate the things between the CIBIL score, CIBIL credit score, and bringing something like farm score. I was part of mainly developing this mathematical function, how to map rain,
Yeah.
Okay.
rain, and all those factors into somehow into farm score.
Okay, okay.
Okay.
Also, like you've patented a few papers, right? And you have also received the best paper award from IIT Delhi for one of those. Like, what were the technical field, or like you explode in that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so let me explain the two of those things. So as you can see in my profile, so actually it was provisional patent, not fully patent. We are still looking into it to how to go forward with it. So
So
I
it's a
was just part
recent
of,
thing.
yeah.
It's like
uh,
recent. It's continuing the project, the paper.
yeah. uh, okay, actually the paper thing is different. Paper is based on machine learning, and the patent I filed was on
Hmm.
non-tech. Okay, let me talk about it. So there was this program called Invention Factory after end of my first year, and I was part of it. So it was 1.5 month programs in developing very novel product and filing provisional patent for it. And there I
Okay.
worked upon this idea to bring cardboard based box into online food delivery. So as we can see, there is this a lot of people, a lot of growth in online food deliveries, and we keep receiving it in plastic boxes, right? And tons of
Mm-hmm.
waste is getting
Yes.
created, and it's very hazardous, and a lot of problems can be created from it. So my our idea was to develop some cardboard based solution to pack the food, giving good experience and spill proof qualities into that. And we developed one a very good design for making that box, and we filed provisional patent for it. Yeah. And the paper that is mentioned. So I was working on this project in my department, industrial systems department, and we were working on time series analysis. And so time series analysis is fairly large thing, and it has lot of uses and lot of applications in real life. So anything we can map with time series. So let's say users in some product or some company, or
Yeah.
amount of like climatic conditions, we can map it with time and all. So there can be some abrupt changes in the time series. So let's say there was users were going smoothly, some pattern was going, and there was some sudden boom in some due to some reason or something.
Yeah.
So the aim of that paper was to develop some algorithm to find that abrupt points in the time series. So uh, let's say this example, Netflix example. Netflix has some users, and they suddenly put some very good series in
Yeah.
that,
Yeah.
like
Okay.
when they put Breaking Bad or something, and suddenly because of that users were grown so much. So that was abrupt point in the user versus time data of the Netflix users, and algorithm was trying to find that abrupt point in that time series. And
Okay.
that was the
Okay.
paper all about. And there was this organization called Mindshare from IT Delhi, and they conducted workshop and competition for submitting your papers from a lot of areas, humanities, technology, all that. So we submitted this paper in technological domain, and as it was satisfying some criteria, they put best paper award for that.
Okay. 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 So it was like out of how many papers, like in total in the conference, you got the best paper. Like there were
Yeah,
like
there were some more paper, I think, in technology, but yeah, but
okay. So yeah, if you
judgment
got
was
a
fair. Like
paper,
we have to go through, yeah, a lot of criteria were there.
okay.
Plagiarism, then quality of abstract diagrams, mentioning novelty and all that stuff.
Okay, okay. And like you've been into development, that means, in all these things since your initial day of college. So, and like, could you just tell our audiences, like, since you're not even from a CSC background, but you've got into this huge amount of development ML with on your own, like, like since on your own from second year, first year itself. So, like, what has your journey been like, and what your preparations you have taken for it, like learning the things up on your own or taking help or something like that, since especially you're from non CSC background.
Yeah, that's a fairly good question to go with, because I hope it would help a lot of people, a lot of the guys who are starting out. So,
Yes.
so I already mentioned that we had this programming and data structure course in first year, and it was my first ever exposure to programming. And I can I will honestly say that I was not good at that subject, and I remember I got very mediocre grade in that. And from second year itself, then I started looking more into these fields, started with programming and all. And I prefer generally prefer reading material over the video material, but I also watch videos of something. So first thing is that first thing I would say to start with, to who are starting new. So be open to whatever things happening around you. If there is some tech workshop, go attend it. If someone is talking about some project, don't be hesitant, you can just ask it. And seniors, so and if you have got seniors, they are your rightful resources, right? You can just go and talk to them and they will explain you about stuff. So at least so you can just start getting exposure and start knowing about the things, start knowing about the fields, how some jobs happen, how programming happens, how the development happens, how apps are made and all, and start in that. And starting is, you can just start fairly very basic. Start with programming, just do small program at start, then go to data structures, then learn basic data structures, then go to algorithms, and slowly you can move. At start you can just watch videos because they are very go through. You just have to sit and do as per someone is teaching and go through it. Once you get basic exposure, then you can do fairly optimized job. So you can just stop, no, not stop, you can just then move to reading blogs and all. So or reading, and if you go get more pro, then you can start reading documentation and all that. So
Okay.
if you got some understanding from videos and all, you can start doing it. And then move to blogs, and there are a lot of good resources like analytic vidya is there. Then this towards data science and all those stuff, they keep posting a lot of amazing thing about data science, and you can start reading about it and start implementing. You can just pick small data set from analytics vidya or kaggle and start doing it. If you can take whole week, just take whole week, do data pre-processing, make some pipeline, fit some model on it, check accuracy, and start doing it.
Okay. Okay.
So
Okay.
by that way.
Yeah.
So let me tell you one experience of mine. So when I was started, I was not pretty comfortable with Git and GitHub and all those things, like how to manage
Yes. Yes.
code base
Yes.
and all. So I was trying to get into that, and was trying to watch videos, was trying to look into things, trying to read, trying to ask people. But I was not able to get much of that. Like it was not good, it was not well understood to me, and I was still trying to get it. But when I got opportunity to use the GitHub first, so that when I had to use it, so I used it just for like 2 days, and I got really good understanding of it. So what I mean to say is try learn by doing. You have to do something. Watching, if I must say that if I would continue my earlier process of watching GitHub videos and doing seeing someone else doing and not doing myself, it would have taken some more months, but I still would not have got a good test of what's happening in Git, how the commits are merged, how the codes are merged, and all that,
Yes. 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 Yes.
all that.
Yes.
Yeah.
So it's, yeah. So
Yeah.
doing is very important. If you watch some blog or watch some video, at least try to write some lines of code from that. So
Yeah.
just watching seeing is like sitting in front of pool and watching and learning the swimming laws. You will not learn swimming by that
Yeah.
by it.
Hands on. Yes.
But
You need
jumping
Yeah.
hands
5 minutes in pool will actually get you into that, and you can start.
on. Yes.
So,
Yes.
by this context of Get and GitHub from yours, I would really ask you one question. So, what are your views on this open source community or the open source initiative? There's all these things that are going on.
Yeah, so open source is like a very great availability, very great boon to all of this tech community. So open source is some anyone can use, anyone can develop, and anyone can contribute. A lot of things happen. So just see the amount of scale of this open source. Like if you just check the GitHub stats of this TensorFlow, sklearn, pandas, there are lot and lots. I just don't remember. There are like thousand, lakhs, and millions of users of those things.
Yeah.
So even even big companies, and all of them are using this sklearn, pandas, TensorFlow, and PyTorch, all those stuff. And it's fairly open source. Anyone can use it for free. Just imagine if we had to pay for that, right?
Hmm.
You
Yeah.
just use
Yeah. Yeah.
daily that.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
open source is like a decentralizing thing. Anyone can get into this, and
Yeah.
a lot of companies start promoted, like everyone must be aware of this Google Summer of Code and all those things happening in open source.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
a lot of students have a dream of going into that. So open source is basically the piece of code or software that is open to everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah. The
So,
companies, they also manage, but they do it for one, they don't release it. But open source is like making it public, and it's a really great thing.
yeah,
So,
yeah,
do
yeah.
you
It's
have had any contribution like in open source till date? Like,
So
like, have you ever contributed? Like, you have a GitHub account. Do you have
yeah,
one?
yeah, yeah.
Okay. So, have you
So
like ever contributed it to?
yeah, so going about it, so I'm also kind of fan of open source. I watch projects try to understand them, but I was not really properly into open source. Like there are some guys who will be continue keep on doing just open source and all that stuff. As I was working into internships, and my focus was mainly into solving some problem with companies and all. So I didn't got much time to explore that domain, but
Okay, okay,
uh,
okay.
I have uh, I have contributed in some repositories, not a big organization, but some project like face blackout project, some image searching. So
Okay,
I have tried on those stuff, but not like big scale. Not
okay.
like big organization and
No, but you're
all that.
still in touch with open source, like you
Yeah,
have
so it's
contributed to stuff and all. So your
yeah.
main focus has been like ML because your most of your internships are ML internships. So could you like give our audience a basic roadmap of ML, how to start from the beginning?
Yeah,
Because
and
it's your
learn ML
field of
quite
expertise.
good. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Uh, so machine learning. So when I was started in this field, or when a lot of guys would be starting. So uh, some at the start it seems like it's very magical to the who don't understand at the start, right?
Yes.
So
Yeah.
when I was not started, I was like AI can do magic. Oh, okay, it can solve
Yeah.
some this kind of problem for me
Always.
like that.
Yes, exactly.
And when you actually start doing ML now, so then by when you start understanding it, the magic component will start dropping down, and you will actually understand. Oh man, this is the natural stuff. This is the
The
normal stuff. This is
technical
some
part of
mathematics.
it.
We,
Yeah, yeah.
we are doing it right. So once your point of view starts shifting from this magical thing to technical mathematical thing going in background, or very natural I must say thing going in background, then you will start understanding ML. So that was a very abstract description. So let's get into some steps. So there are very some traditional algorithms like linear regression, logistic regression, decision trees, and all those stuff. And they are very popular and doing a great job. So when someone starts with ML, there are a lot of resources available. So you can start with the first algorithm, linear regression, logistic regression, like that. There are good resources. Uh, there is this very popular and very course from Andrew Ng.
Yes,
Yeah.
he's
Andrew Ng, I
great.
must say, like
Yeah. The
the amount of
Coursera course.
contribution, yeah, Coursera course, yeah, amount of
Coursera.
contribution he has got in this field is like fairly
Yeah.
enormous.
Yes, yes.
Uh, yeah,
Yeah.
he was also like a most influential person in 2012 or something because of, and he's also actually the founder of
He has
Coursera.
developed a huge part of the AI and ML part of it. Like
Yeah,
his contributions are huge in this field.
yeah,
Yeah.
contribution are
They.
really huge in this field. Yeah. So
Nice.
Andrew Ng course actually the programming in that course is based on MATLAB, and MATLAB many of guys may not be using it, or if guys will prefer in Python like that. So but that course teaches you the logics of each of the algorithm, linear logistics and some more things in the course. So you can do actually the two combination. You can start with Andrew Ng and pick some YouTube, some course from YouTuber or some course from Udemy where they teach you based on Python. So as I
Okay.
already my point of view, I already mentioned that learn by doing is thing that I believe. So uh, along with what Andrew Ng teaches, you can also do something in Python and see something, even if it's directly importing from sklearn and see plotting the graph of your model, like that you will start understanding it. But Andrew Ng is also the course that will take you explain your algorithm in very deep. So similar Python versions are also like not the level of Andrew Ng, but just uh, the stuff that explains you all the traditional basic algorithms is there, and you can start with that. After that, you can just pick some data set and work on linear or logistic regression on that data set. Then you can go to next algorithm. You can go to tree-based decision trees, then KNN,
Okay.
all that,
Okay.
and fairly you can keep on picking data sets and solve. And these hackathons are happen. So these are like a very catalyst to your growth. So if you participate in hackathon with your team, some team
Yes.
members or some of your friends, so these hackathons are like really amazing, and the amount of innovation the people or the students bring in that is fairly enormous. So hackathons are very short duration. Some are like week or 24 hours, and in that I have seen people directly build some apps and all. Even
Hmm.
Okay.
the people working in companies cannot do. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
different. Like when you are commercializing product, you have to take a lot of care, stability, scalability, all that. But not in
Hmm.
hackathon. But hackathon guys also like bring like some great stuff in small amount of time, and you can just your brain will be just very provocated from that. And so do
Okay.
participate in hackathons, do participate in competition along with team,
So
and
you
you
have
can
you
start having that.
participated in hackathons like
Yeah,
while
I have participated in some of them in happening in my college, and
okay.
inter-hostel competitions and all that. I tried participating
Yeah,
in.
yeah. Just excuse me for 5 minutes. I have a few network issue. If you don't mind.
Yeah, no
Yeah,
issues. I'm here. No issues. So yes, so also like you have been through like so much of your work experience. I'm audible, right?
yeah,
I'm
issue.
audible.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes. So it's like you've been through so much of your internships. You've had so much of work experience already. You've gained within like 4 years of your college. So what has been like the biggest challenge you've faced in your particular domain or your previous work?
Uh, actually, you asked two questions. So one was the
Yeah.
challenge in whole journey, and one was challenge in some particular work. So
Yes,
if I
yes,
talk
yes.
about if I talk about challenge in whole journey, it's like a starting point. So first, the breaking that
Yes,
ice is it's very
yes.
important, or it's very challenging.
Hmm.
So we have been talking about a lot of things that I have done, or a lot of successful things I have done, but in that journey was not very smooth. I had bit of failures, actually a lot of failures in that, and I must talk about that because the people who will be watching it
Yes, yes.
then we'll also know that how we can go over that. So
Okay, yes.
any journey that we follow, it's not just comprising of the success. So we face failures in between, and that failure teaches us something. If we learn from that, then we can go to our next thing. um, I, I
Okay.
I
So
first heard.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Please
I had
continue.
I remember my first interview was with this company called Altair. It's fairly big multinational company and had software like Hypermesh, similar to SolidWorks, like modeling and all. I had interviewed with them. Um, so CB round was there, technical round was there. So technical round, they asked me some oops question and all that, tried to grill me, and I, uh, my answer was not perfect, so they have rejected me in that. I have also given this ML internship interview of Philips. Philips, they are also doing great job in this field. They have MRI machines and a lot of big stuff. And so ML in healthcare was the main domain of that internship. So I appeared for that and was rejected in that. In that time, my ML was not that good as I was just started it, and they were asking me fairly deep questions. And
Okay, okay.
but I
Okay.
learned that interview just told me that what you have to do. So you just not need to know the algorithms, the maths behind it. You also have to know the accuracy stuff, how to map accuracies, and how to
Mhm.
choose models, how to choose algorithms. So that stuff is also fairly important. uh, Doing proper pre-processing, feature engineering, so everything is important. I got in that, and then I also started learning that, and that helped me clear my further interviews. Yeah. So
Okay,
breaking
okay.
point is difficult. I have
Hmm.
applied. I have also applied to a lot of. If you just see my LinkedIn, I have messaged tons of people, hundreds of people in startups to get some internships, and I have applied also to through LinkedIn, apply to website. A lot of things happen. So yeah, even things will take time. Someone will get it faster. Someone will get it. Someone will take time. But it's fairly fine. You can just keep on going, learning and applying. Keep on doing. One day you will get your first big break, and you can just kick off your journey. That's for sure. So don't hesitate for rejections, or don't hesitate for
Yeah.
failures. Learn from them and keep on going.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so that
Yes.
Yeah.
starting is the fairly big challenge in anything.
Yeah. Yeah.
Once you start, you can just
So
keep on going.
yeah.
Okay.
So
Okay.
let's step aside from this topic and let's go on with a different topic. So I just want to know your views on the coming technology, or which has already arrived, the blockchain technology. Your views on it.
Yeah, yeah. So blockchain is fairly amazing thing, and a lot of people are trying to get it. And as far as I can see, a lot of people are trying to get in it and may not have understand. I also tried. I'm also trying into it, but I have also not understand it properly till the time.
Okay.
Uh,
Yeah.
uh, the
So
thing
you're
is,
still like
yeah,
new to it. Like even I am
yeah.
like new to
Yeah, I'm also
blockchain.
new to it. Actually, I didn't try much stuff in it. Uh,
Okay.
in second year, there was one workshop held from IBM Kolkata people in my college, and it was on blockchain. So I just went in that, and those guys taught like very. They first told the application of blockchain and how it can be very decentralized thing and how it can solve a lot of problems, how the
Yeah.
all the things and all the leakages happening middle can be removed and all that things. So I was kind of got like fan of that thing that that time, and try to do things in the smart contracts, and I have understood till that, but I didn't try to dive much in that. Then I shifted my focus to ML. But at the starting point, I was also trying like if I can get everything, my main focus on blockchain. But I fairly shifted from it. It is like booming, and it can do magics. It has got a lot of capabilities. This
Mm-hmm.
Bitcoin and
Yeah,
all, everyone knows about, at least
Yes.
heard about it, that
Yes.
they have
yeah,
been talks around, and people have started using it actually. I got my RT-PCR test done a few days back from Maharashtra, and I
Yes.
was fairly amazed to see the certificate that they showed. It was based on blockchain, like the checking of the validity of certificate, and that thing was on blockchain. So I understood that like even government is trying to doing that,
promote the blockchain. Yeah,
promote a
Blockchain
blockchain. Yeah,
promoted. Okay.
actually, my friend, my very close friend, so he is working on the blockchain project. So sometime I just
Okay.
talk to him like
Okay.
what's going on and all. So when he
Hmm.
will complete it, I will definitely try to get from him. So it would be very easy task for me to understand from him.
Okay.
Like
Yeah, we
he will
learn
like,
from our friends too. Yes,
yeah,
that's a huge way of learning like other people's
yeah,
domains, their expertise. We learn like a huge amount of
yeah,
different things from everyone.
yeah. It's
So
like learning from friends or seniors or someone is like the best way to learn. So
yeah, that's true.
we can be very free to ask doubt there, and
Yeah.
clearing the doubts is the most important thing while trying to learning new thing.
yes, right.
Okay. So, let's come to Diversion. So, what are your views on this open source event organized by us, Diversion?
Like we are the
Uh,
first time we are organizing, our college is organizing this
Yeah.
open source thing, so we would like to know like what you think about it, and what you like it is according to you, like what are your views on it.
yeah, so that's a like fairly great opportunity for me to check on the projects that student will be bringing in that and evaluating them. I can't express how big it is for me. So I checked on website so few days back actually, and there are a lot of things as I remember, if I'm correct, like ML, software development, IoT, and a lot of things are there. Uh,
Yeah.
uh,
Yeah.
so the program that the people you people have started is it's like very amazing, and it can be a starting point in journey of a lot of students, and those who have actually started, they can showcase their skills. uh, it can actually create some environment, create some culture among the those who are participating, or those who are conducting, and those who are just friends of the those are just friends of the conduct management team. So you
Mhm.
guys are doing great job of creating atmosphere starting. Yeah, you always I think you are always at your seniors and all are pro at it, like doing great intake. But this would be a very great atmosphere for the juniors. So
Yeah, yeah,
think
because we
we
have
are
been
actually the
learning from our
yeah,
seniors. We
we
have
are
been
actually
learning from our seniors.
Yeah,
yeah,
that's true.
seniors
We are
from, yeah,
learning from them only.
Yes.
yeah, so yeah, they must have done very great jobs in this, and so we are actually product of the things happening around us or things that we use. So if you
Yeah.
bringing something based on tech, then your contribution is really huge. So even if you contribute like 0.1% in someone's journey, someone's career, bring them into right path, it's a really great. You are having some lifetime impact on those guys. So the tech thing, we are. I'm sure that we will be witnessing some lot of amazing projects, lot of things, lot of great things in the Diversion, and I'm fairly
Yeah,
excited to check out the projects that are happening there, and so much to learn
yeah.
from them.
So since you
So,
already
So great,
asked about
John.
the
Thanks for
project,
bringing.
yeah,
yeah, so
thanks.
since you already asked, like,
Yeah.
took the topic of project up, so you are one of the guests. I mean, our judges for the ML projects. So, what, according to you, would make a good project? Because you will be judging all the projects. So, we might have in our chat, in our audiences, people who have participated in the project, who have projects for them. So it will be a good thing to know what they'll be marked on and what the judges might be looking for in a project.
Uh, yeah. So talking about any project or any basically project is the problem that we are trying to solve. So
Yes.
in that project, you can actually start thinking of first thing you have to the problem that will be given something you have to solve that, and you have to solve in such a way that you are creating some value out of it, right? So if let's talk about some ML project. So ML project, like if we talk about specific technicalities, then it's depend how you look at the data, what data points or what features are important to you, how you pre-process that data, how and how is your in general thinking to get the make the data right for the next process, that is models and all, is also fairly amount thing. And then right choice of models, choice of model
Right.
or algorithms. And if you can bring something innovative like combination of two algorithms or something like that, or do something on your own, if you do something like that, it would be fairly big brownie point compared to others, right? And then how you tune the parameters of your models. So model is just blueprint. You have to you have to figure it out for your use. Yeah, that's basically called as hyperparameter tuning. How you do that, how is your approach for that, that also fairly important. And then if you're getting good results out of it, that's definitely gonna be it's definitely the parameter that everyone looks for. So combining this can be if you do all of things well, you can fairly expect good things. And as I already talked, how much value that you are creating from it, and that is like to judge it based on non-tech point. And yeah, and even if projects from other sites like IoT and all can be thought of this similar process. And one thing I must say that the team comprises of like there will be team of like three or people, or I'm not sure how many. Uh, but when you are participating, so don't make the team like one man army, right? There would be most of the team. There would be some guy who is more great at it, but so other guys should not be like should not do like the put all things on that leader or the pro guy. And the pro guy should not do that. I will take all decisions and you guys you can just support me. So that kind of stuff
Yes.
happens. So the solution can get monotonous. So try to take go forward with whole of the team. Don't make it a one man game, and
Yeah,
take the ideas from others. So when ideas are combined, something good comes up. And if someone just try to single person tries to do it can be sensed that all of these things are going in same direction, right? So teamwork can be a good thing. And presentation of solution, I must say, that's a fairly
Yeah. Yeah.
important thing. Some people like just develop good solution and they don't look how they will make the other people understand it, and lost a lot of importance of that. So combining all of that, so technicalities, teamwork, and presentation can make your any project in general good, not just a thing, not just a competition that will held in Diversion.
Mm, I see. I see.
okay. Yeah, yeah.
So, so okay, we have almost answered all the questions that we had thought about. And so I guess with this, we can come to the end of today's session. And before we end it, we would like to take a snap for
Yeah,
our
sure.
session. So if you could please just, yeah, Shobik, will you take
Uh,
it? Because
yeah,
it's
yeah,
too.
yeah. It will be
Yeah,
taken
yeah.
automatically. Just have a
Okay,
good.
okay, 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 okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's okay.
it's fine.
Thank you,
Okay.
guys.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you,
Uh,
Prathamesh,
yeah.
for
Let me thank you
sharing
once
your.
again
Yeah,
because this was my first experience, first time I was doing podcast or I was called to formally share my experience. And thank you everyone for calling me, uh, for uh, for giving me a platform to share my thoughts. And it was really a great opportunity. I didn't even notice like how much time, it's hour or something has been just passed.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it's
Thanks a
Yeah.
lot,
So
Prathamesh. Thanks a lot.
yeah,
yeah.
thanks a lot.
Thanks, Arnab. Thanks.
Yeah, hope you have a great day ahead. And guys, if you want to connect with Prathamesh, you can connect with him in LinkedIn. His profile link
Yeah,
is
you can
given in
connect
the
with me on
description.
LinkedIn or Twitter, anywhere.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
fairly active in that, and we'll try
yeah,
to uh, do my
We
best
have
if
his
someone
link
is.
given in the description. So if you
yeah,
people want to contact him, please do. So
yeah. So
I would
thank
be
you
happy
for
to help
joining.
anyone.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah, Prathamesh. Yeah.
sure, sure.
So thank you for joining us. Hope you have enjoyed the session. We will be coming back
Definitely,
with
definitely.
all the session, more such sessions. Okay. So thank you, guys.
thank you guys.
Thank you all. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thanks,
Bye.
everyone.